good day yesterday? Did you get out and adventure any? Have a little bit of fun with mom and dad or brother and sister? Well, we're going to do a fun song this morning, and this is like a revving up kind of. We need a little bit of oil, a little bit of gas, a little bit of fun, and a little bit of energy this morning. So we're going to give a try on this song. It's an old one too. It starts out by saying, "Give me oil in my lamp." Now, nowadays we have like lights that turn on and light switches and so forth, but in the old days and in the Bible times, they didn't have lights. They had what they called oil lamps, and you needed to keep oil in the lamp, and it would keep it burning so that they could see and that they would have light, and it gave them a sense of safety as well. So this is a song kind of about keeping your oil lamp full. So let's. I'm gonna step this way. You guys can step this way. There we go. All right. So you guys ready?
Sure.
Okay. Give me oil in my lamp, keep it burning. Give me oil in my lamp, I pray.
Hallelujah.
Give me oil in my lamp, keep it burning, burning, burning. Keep it burning till the break of day. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Give me gas for my Ford, give me trucking for the Lord. Give me gas for my Ford, I pray. Hallelujah! Give me gas for my Ford, give me trucking for the Lord. Give me trucking till the break of day. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Give me joy in my heart, keep me serving and praising. Give me joy in my heart. Hallelujah. Give me joy in my heart. Keep me praising, praising, praising. Keep me praising till the break of day. And I will sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Woo! Woo! We like that one. I like that one. I like the gas from my Ford. Keep me trucking, keep me driving, keep me going. Sometimes we need to have that kind of prayer. God, just keep us going. Give me energy for the day. Keep me charged up and energized. Well, this is a song about Angelina in the Wings. And some of you might even know that Angelina, I think, has kind of got her own TV show. So maybe you've seen this one before. But this is Angelina, the ballerina. And it's Angelina in the Wings. So let's see what happens in this story. Angelina in the Wings. Okay. I have wonderful news, said Miss Lily one day after class. As you know, the famous Madame Zizi is to perform the Sun Queen at the Theatre Royal, and she is coming here tomorrow with Mr. Popov, the director, to watch our class. Everyone gasped with delight. One of the little sunbeams in the ballet has mousepox, Miss Lily continued. Does that mean that they need another sunbeam? Asked Angelina, hardly daring to believe it. It does, Angelina, indeed it does, said Miss Lily with a smile. Oh, boy. That evening at supper, Cousin Henry was running around the kitchen, playing with his wind-up ladybug and singing. He was very excited about Angelina being a sunbeam. Angelina, however, was getting nervous. "Oh, don't worry," said Miss Mouseling. "You'll have Henry there as your mascot." "What?" Angelina was horrified. I have to take Henry to the audition?" "I'll be the best mascot ever," said Henry, spilling his drink. What's a mascot?" "Someone who brings luck," said Miss Mouseling cheerfully. Angelina groaned. The next day at class, Angelina felt very nervous. Mr. Popov was going to teach the lessons so that Madame Zizi could watch the Mouselings dance. Henry sat at the side of the room, playing with his ladybug and trying to keep still. "Alice," whispered Angelina to her best friend as they began to dance, "this sunbeam is about to shine." As Angelina spun around the room, she hissed at Henry to sit quietly. "The little pink mouseling," said Madame Zizi suddenly. "On your own, please," said Mr. Popov. "Enchanté!" exclaimed Madame Zizi as she watched Angelina dance on her own. Suddenly a fly landed on Henry's nose, and he dropped his ladybug. "Oh no!" he cried, chasing his toys across the floor. The ladybug bumped into Angelina, and over she toppled. "Oh, what a sweet mouseling!" said Madame Zizi, spotting Henry. "He must be our sunbeam. The pink one can understudy." Uh-oh. "I can't believe Henry got the part," sobbed Angelina that evening. "And I just have to stand there and watch. It's unfair." Alice tried to comfort her, but when Madame Zizi sees how good you are, she's bound to make room for another sunbeam, she said, cheerily offering Angelina a cheese niblet. The next day, all the sunbeams and Angelina danced in perfect time, except for Henry. "Jump like Angelina," said Mr. Popov. Henry tried hard, but it was very difficult for such a tiny mouse. "Move back, Angelina," continued Mr. Popov. "They must do it alone." That evening, Angelina called Alice. "How can I get Madame Zizi to notice me?" she cried desperately. She watched little Henry as he danced around the room. Mrs. Mouseling came in just as he tripped over Angelina's ballet things, thrown carelessly on the floor. "Oh, Angelina, I'm not your servant," Mrs. Mouseling scolded as she began picking things up. "Servant?" thought Angelina. "That's a good idea." The next day, Angelina did everything for Madame Zizi. She ran and fetching and carrying until she was exhausted. Just before the rehearsal, she even helped Madame Zizi's costume. Look, she's being a good helper, isn't she? Maybe she's hoping that Madame Zizi will notice her and put her in the ballet. "Where is the little boy Mouseling?" asked Mr. Popov, impatiently, just a few minutes later. "We are ready to start." Everyone looked around. "Here I am," said Henry, running onto the stage, a little out of breath. He'd gotten lost backstage. Madame Zizi swept him into her arms. "It is not his fault," she said. "Angelina should have been looking after him, like I told her to." She waited backstage. Angelina began to sob. Alice tried to cheer her up. Then Angelina and Alice heard Mr. Popov's voice coming from the stage. "Zizi, we have to bring on the understudy sunbeam. The boy Mouseling must go." Angelina was stunned. Poor Henry. "Oh, please give him another chance," Angelina cried. "I can help him, I promise." Madame Zizi agreed. Yes, Popov, We'll give him one more chance at the dress rehearsal tomorrow. I insist. Now she's helping her cousin. That evening, Angelina helped Henry as he struggled with the difficult steps. Well done, she said. Now we'll try it again. Watch me. At last, it was time for the dress rehearsal. At the theater, the Sunbeams waited in their dressing room with Mr. Popov ready to go on stage. Suddenly, Madame Zizi rushed in. "Whatever's the matter, Zizi?" asked Mr. Popov nervously. "Disaster!" she replied. "Another one of our little Sunbeams has the mouse box." Oh no, I wonder what they're going to do now. Angelina had her chance at last. The little Sunbeams danced their hearts out, and at the end of the performance, they took their bows behind the famous Madame Zizi. Did I skip a page? No, I did not. Wow. Took their bows behind the Madame Zizi. As the performance left the stage, the applause was deafening. Mr. and Mrs. Mousling, Henry's parents, Alice and Miss Lily leaped to their feet and clapped as hard as they could. "Oh, Henry, you were wonderful," said Angelina breathlessly. "You were indeed perfect, Henry," said Mr. Popov with a smile. "And it was all thanks to you, Angelina." Uh-oh. The next morning, Angelina and Henry sat side by side in bed, covered in pink mousepox. They heard a knock on the bedroom door. "Room service," laughed Mrs. Mousling, popping her head around the door. "I've brought some cheesy niblets sent by Alice for 2 spectacular spotty Sunbeams." It looks like she was a good helper and her cousin got to dance. Sometimes it's good to know that it's not the most important thing to be the center stage or be the person that's most important. Sometimes the best thing we can do is to be a good helper, isn't it? To help our brother or sister or mom or dad or cousin, in this case, help her cousin do the best that he could do. And then they were both so happy. So today, I would encourage you to look for little ways that you can be a good helper. Help out others that might be in need, or help get things done that might need to get done. Okay? And think of Angelina in the wings. God bless. You guys have a wonderful day. It's good to spend some time with you again.